This is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I'm playing is the E-25. This is a great tank. It's a premium tank. I believe it's a Tier 7 German tank destroyer. The tank is very small, and it's very fast. It also has a very fast reload time, which I believe is 2.5 seconds. I'm also working on a campaign mission, which is to damage internal crew compartments for enemy tanks. But I'm just going to focus on playing a regular game. Because it's fast, I'm going to do a lot of scouting first.
Time to roll out.
These tanks are good in a wide open area. You don't want to be surrounded by buildings because the tank can turn and aim. It doesn't have a turret. You have to turn the tank to aim it. And a regular tank can drive straight around the corner and then turn its turret, but this can't do it. It's very difficult for this to operate in a city type of environment, but not impossible. And because of its very low profile, it's great for scouting. Who's ever going to be able to hit this tank? I could probably take a lot of very liberal actions without getting hit. Just keep on zigzagging, move a lot. I'm sure I could go after any of these tanks and surprise them. Hit and run.
Penetration. One of our tracks is damaged. We've lost a track. Target is our driver. We're covering his position, but not very well. Ricochet.
Okay, it didn't work.
This vehicle has had it.
This is weird. This Cheery. That Cheery tank. It's a lot like a French tank. It's a lot like the FCM50T. It's possible that I did get the critical damage. I mean, I have no idea. Okay, so let's see. I usually play my tanks just to get the double. I need to play the Super Pershing. I need to play the low, the E-25. KV-2 I probably won't play. So let's go to the Super Pershing. This is a very interesting tank. It has spaced armor, which means that if you hit the spaced armor, you don't damage the tank, you just damage the armor. It's a reasonable speed, medium tank. I love playing this tank, but for some reason, it's one of my worst performing tanks. And I don't understand why, but when I play this tank, I lose a lot of games. And I must be doing something wrong. I don't know. So, I would say that I would normally go to town with this tank. I'm pretty good at fighting in an urban environment. And I'm also good with a fast tank out in the open. I wish I had recordings of all those old replays. I had amazing games that I did things that have never been done by anyone ever in a game before. But unfortunately, you can't play the old replays after you do an upgrade, and I didn't know that, so I suppose, well, I don't know if I have the replays anymore anyway. For some reason, they take up a lot of space. So, I'm going to head to town. I'm going to go through the water. Now, when you head to town, you don't want to be where that light tank is. He's in a risky position right there. But if he's scouting, it's good. If he's not scouting, then it's not good. You want to be at least on the right side. What I would do, I really don't like the fact that this tank is next to me. I'm going to get over on the left, which a lot of these tanks are not doing. And the reason why is because I want to spot. So I'm going to not get on the road, but get close to the top of the road. Somewhat in this position. So I'm going to do a little bit of spotting while I'm traveling towards the city. We have a light tank there who's spotting for us. I'm just demonstrating the technique. The technique means that I would get more close to the road I can't fire over the road. But in a position like this, you might be able to spot some enemy tanks. They can't really hit you or anything. And if they do fire at you, you can duck and hide real fast. Obviously, you should know which buildings are durable, such as these brick buildings, and which ones aren't. This is really bad positioning to go out here, but I want to see if I can hit that guy. You don't want to go that way that I just poked out at, because it's very dangerous. The other tanks took the safe route, which was along the southern wall.
Target acquired.
So I can hit that tank, but I have to break that wall down to do it. Looks like I won't be able to. I missed that opportunity, unfortunately. So I'm going to continue on. It looks like they're peeking through. I'm going to take them a little bit from the back side.
Permission to engage. Enemy
Okay.
vehicle destroyed.
So that's how you destroy a tank, by breaking down the house.
Ready to fire.
Yeah, he's out in the
Enemy
open.
armor is hit. Target unlocked.
So I'm going to go after this T-21. He doesn't look like he's very happy. I think he needs a friend to hit him in the ass.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is damaged. Target unlocked.
So obviously I'm going to go to his weaker side.
Enemy is hit.
He turned his tank around.
Track.
I'm going to watch his gun,
Enemy armor is damaged.
and I'm going to try to avoid shooting at him when his gun is aimed at me.
Critical hit. Critical hit.
Really want to hit him right there. Looks like he's out. We ganged up on him. So I'm going to go after that T-29. He looks like he wants me to kill him. And I know where he is, and the IS-6 also.
Got him.
And I am using premium rounds, which has a little bit of an advantage for penetrations. Sneak through here. Say hello to IS-3.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
You shoot back up.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
So now we've got a T-29, which he might actually be quite far away. And there is a medium tank. It's also quite far away. The medium tank is at their base. I hit the R button twice so I can aim while I'm driving, and I'm just going to steer.
Ricochet. Permission to engage.
So,
Where'd they go?
so I stopped to improve my accuracy, and I locked onto his tank with my gun so that I could shoot without aiming. Oh, that's it. That was actually a pretty good game, considering that this is the tank that I performed the worst with. So I showed up near the top of the list, and I made 8 silver, a net profit of 8 silver. Let's see what is next. I'm gonna. Okay, so I usually play to get the doubles first. I'll explain it real quick. Every day you get double for your first victory, double experience, double crew experience. So if you want to advance twice as fast, it's not really twice as fast because obviously you lose sometimes. If you want to advance almost twice as fast, you play each tank to be double. And I have a lot of... So what I did was I purchased a lot of tanks. And by purchasing a lot of tanks, I'm only playing doubles. It takes me maybe an hour or two to play through all of my tanks just to get the doubles for the day. And when they do events where sometimes they have 5 times, I just play the 5 times, and I play like crazy. So that's how I was able to advance a lot of my tanks. Now this is a tank destroyer. It's the E-25. It's a German tank destroyer. Very low profile. It's very fast reload time. 2.59 seconds is what I have right now. And there's a mission where I can move on to the next stage of the mission if I kill one of the crew members or if I damage some of the internal compartments. You do it using the heat rounds. Using the high explosive rounds, I shouldn't say heat, I should say high explosive, you can damage internal compartments very easily. However, it doesn't always work that way.
Let's get this show on the road.
As I learned on my last outing, I did a lot of critical damage, but it was only on external compartments. So let's try again. This is where all of their little scouts are going to go. So I'm going to go here too. I won't be doing much damage, but at least I'll hopefully make progress on that mission. And then I'll switch to my main gun, my main ammunition, when I'm ready to do some damage.
Ready to fire. Critical hit. Track hit. Ready to fire. One of our gas tanks ruptured. We're low on fuel. Ready to fire. Ready to fire. We've lost a track. We're done for. Everyone get
I
out.
was just driving around like crazy. I did get at least 1 critical hit. But there's no way to know at this point until the game is over if it was worth it. That was just goofing around. You shouldn't play like that. Well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't play like that if you want to be a serious player. If you're exploring the map, if you want to see what it's like to advance on the enemy, you know, it's a whole different story. I definitely recommend drive around like crazy to see how the enemy reacts. What I should have done was waited a minute, and then after a minute, ride through once they've spread out. This is a heavy tank. There is a mission for a heavy tank to kill 2 enemy heavy tanks. It's a very difficult mission because many of the games don't have enough heavy tanks to kill. For example, we have 5 on our team. They have 3 on their team, and it's going to be difficult for me to kill 2 out of their 3 heavy tanks to complete the mission. I usually head into the town area. This is a slow tank. Normally what I would do is I would try to get behind the enemy and have my allies shoot them from the front, and I would go behind around the block and shoot them from behind, but that's not going to happen with this tank. It could, but it's just less likely. It's nice to do it with a fast tank. Especially, you need the gun. You either need gun or speed to outrun your enemy or to outshoot your enemy. And if you're lacking in one, then you have a disadvantage. So I'm going to come here to where this other tank is, and we're probably both going to end up parking here. I'm going to move into a better position here. Okay, so it looks like we're able to move forward.
Enemy is hit.
Gave him a nice little hit. But I still need to hide. This is not going to be good for me. I'm going to duck over to the side here. Get out of the way. So it really doesn't matter if you get a lot of forward ground, but it does help because it surprises the enemy.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And it intimidates them, and that's what you want to do. You want to scare the pants out of them. If that tank returns to that spot, I'm going to blast them. Come on, buddy. Come on. It's too low of a profile for me. I don't want to waste my time with this guy.
Enemy is hit. Ready to fire. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Oh, I got a kill. I don't know if it was a heavy tank or not. I'm not sure. It looks like we're just rolling through. That's a tank destroyer. He's not going to be that easy to kill.
Permission to engage. Enemy armor is hit. Where'd they go?
That artillery should not have been there. That was a dumb move for him.
Target acquired. They're knocked out.
So I used the auto locking and I just aimed and drove on and shot him as I was driving on. I'm sure that this IS-8, well, it looks like he's not playing. Hopefully I'll get that lucky shot in
Target acquired.
to complete my mission.
I don't see the target.
But it looks like I didn't. So we've got a few more tanks we've got to chase after. Oh, almost had him. Okay, so the T-71 went around the block and the tank destroyer shot him. The tank destroyer that's right there. I went around one way, he waited for him to come around. I don't think I killed 2 heavy tanks, which was the goal of the mission. But I did kill 2 tanks. I hope I did kill 2 heavy tanks. That would make me very happy. Let's see what I did. I took out a STA-2, which might be a heavy tank, and I think this VK-3002D is a medium tank. But I did hit a lot of tanks. I could have had that, I think it was the IS-8, and even the Black Prince. I was close to getting him. I did pretty good for experience, did pretty good for damage. So I completed my double points for the day. I didn't check to see if it was profitable. I'm going to take out this E25. I want to equip him with something, with the coated optics. which is right there. The reason why he doesn't have it is because when I first started playing the game, I thought that the tank gun rammer was one of the most important things. I knew that the camo was more important, and it was also cheap. You want to be able to reload faster, but the reality is that you have a major advantage with the coated optics. So the coated optics, to me, was worth far more than the tank gun rammer, and I don't use the tank gun rammers anymore. I'll wait the extra 10%. There's very few tanks that are in the 10-second reload area, very few. And if you watch the gameplay, the only time it matters is if you're in a light tank and you're out in the open and you're shooting back and forth. If you're hiding behind a building, which a lot of heavy tanks do, the reload time is not as important.
Time to roll out.
Now, last time, I didn't do so well running around like crazy, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to perhaps a sniping position, which I just passed it. It's right there, actually. But I can move quickly, so I'm not that worried. I can come and easily just sit here in this bush.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit. Let's find another target.
Think hit and run. You go in, you hit, and you run.
We didn't penetrate their armor. Penetration. Target acquired. The main gun is damaged. We can't fire accurately. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit. Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Yeah, obviously, that tank has really good armor, and I don't know, I was stuck on something. I was trying to reverse, and my tank was stuck. That's why it wasn't moving backwards. And I would go forward and backwards, and it was still being stuck. So I had a little problem maneuvering. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to back up, and I wanted to move my gun so that my gun was peering around the edge, which was going to make it more difficult for him to shoot at me. And I don't know if my reload time changed or not. I didn't pay attention, but I did notice that the gun was damaged. And when I saw that I had low hit points, I should have taken off. But in the adrenaline rush of the battle, I remained. Now let's see if I've got any more doubles to do for today. I think the answer is no. The KV-2. And I'm not that excited about playing a KV-2. Except for the fact that it's a heavy tank. And if I play, I could accomplish that mission. You know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I haven't played it in a while. The reason why I'm going to play it is because I noticed that it's got a pretty good speed to it. And speed is important when you need to kill. You need the speed to catch up to enemy tanks. Okay, so there's only 2 heavy tanks on the enemy team, and it's unlikely that I'm going to kill both of them. I'm going to be using the conventional rounds. This is a tank where you might be able to just go straight over the top and shoot at people. I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. And the reason why is because of the gun depression. The gun depression allows you to aim high or low. Basically what happens is the gun is actually inside the tank. And when it tilts downwards,
Time to roll out.
when the front of the barrel is tilting downwards, the back of the barrel hits the roof of the tank. So it can only go down so far. And if you had good gun depression, if you knew which tanks had the best gun depression, you would know which tanks can peer over the top of these rail lines and things and shoot really low. To be honest, I don't expect anything from this tank. I don't think it's going to work. But I want to see what happens. Basically, I'm going to go over the top. and I'm going to check to see what happens with the front of the gun, if I can aim at anything. And as you can see, it's aiming up in the sky, so it doesn't. Like that the Stug hit me, but I can't hit him back. And because of the artillery, I have to keep moving. You want speed. You don't want to be pivoting right now. As much speed as you can get so that they don't lock on me and don't hit me. There, I saw an artillery strike go out.
Ready to fire. Target lost.
I think I could have hit an ally. No, ally's on the other side. So at this bridge over here, there's a lot of action, but you can actually go further down, and it's kind of flat, and you can shoot at people going where that T-67 is. I don't know why they retreated over here, but I guess I'm going to find out.
Permission to engage. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged. I don't see the target.
So that was one of the heavy tanks that I just nailed. Fortunately, I didn't destroy him. I'm going to say hello to my Panzer friend. One thing you'll notice is that the German tanks have a lot of problems in the Panzer room. Don't know what those problems are. Oh, if you play the German audio tracks, there's a good chance you play in English. But if you play in German, you'll hear what I mean.
Permission to engage.
We both missed each other, unfortunately. I'm going to spin as fast as I can.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
So what I did was, I stopped moving forward,
Ready to fire.
and I'm spinning my tank.
One of our tracks is damaged.
I'm spinning my tank while the gun is spinning, so that the gun spins faster. Just taking
Let's find another
a blind
target.
shot there. I see you. Oh, I should have had him. He's got a great shot on me, that's for sure. Okay, let's move on. I was really exposed there. But maybe he couldn't get his gun up. Okay. That was a pretty good battle. I really enjoyed that battle. I should be playing the KV-2 more often. I want to play again. Normally, so I think I've finished all my doubles. My double experiences for the day. So what I would normally do at this point is pick my favorite tank. And my favorite tank is the IS-6 because it has the best crew. And the IS-3 because they share the same crew. Now, how do you pick between the two? They share the same crew. They've got a great crew. I'm almost up to the 4th skill. They're not perfect. If I had to do it over again, I would go through and redo some of these skills because I didn't know any better at the time that I made it. So I'm going to get rid of that first aid kit and switch it for a small repair kit. The reason why I'm going to play this tank instead of the IS-6 is because I want... Is there something wrong here? I thought it was the service was flashing or something. Okay. The IS-6 is going to make more money. And maybe it might train the crew faster. I'm not sure. I'll have to read about that. But it's definitely going to make more money. However, this tank is a tank that's going to lead me to another tank that I want, the IS-8. Let me look at these guns here. 265. So basically, the gun that I have is the one that has the best penetration. I want to get this IS-8. I need 164,000. I need to get 90,000 more. I think in order to get 90,000, you need to play for approximately 1 day. You know, I was going to grab my calculator. 90,000. If you were to get 1,000 experience per game, which you won't, it would take 90 games. And I think you play like 10 an hour, so it would take 10 hours to play. Well, here, I'm going to tell you another strategy while I'm playing. There's a reason why I don't care about getting killed. The reason why is because I still get good experience. And if you play the game for a couple of minutes, you do a lot of damage, get a lot of spotting, get a lot of experience, and you die, you can go play another tank. So I have 2 or 3 tanks in battle at the same time, and they're leveling up a lot faster than if I were very cautious and hiding and waiting. So it's a little bit of a better strategy. I don't know if it really works or not, but I did make that trade-off. I play a little bit more risky, knowing that I'm going to jump into another tank and level up another tank. This tank is probably not going to level up in a day. Because even though I want to get that Tier 9, I've already got a Tier 9. And if I want to play a Tier 9 battle, I've got a tank to play that battle with. I don't need to get another Tier 9 tank. This tank is fun to play. So I'm not crazy about advancing as quickly as I can. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just driving. And I'm saying, oh, heavy tank going into town. Why are you going into town with that heavy tank? Okay, so the other way to calculate leveling up, let's say I need 90 games or 100 games. If I get the doubles, I could play 1 or 2 games per day, and in a month and a half I would level up. So that's another way of measuring how quickly you level up. So I'm going to get really close, closer than this E50 did, which is going to increase my spotting damage. So if he hits it and he's behind me, I will get spotting damage points. I'm going to go for that French tank because he exposes me the least. Come back, reload. Once it's half reloaded or a little more, right about here I'm going to start going out again, even though it's not reloaded. That guy blocked me. He just rammed right over me. Being in the front earns you more experience for the game. Plus real world and real life experience that is invaluable.
Where'd they go?
Keep on moving, look for more targets. Sitting is never good. Come on.
Target acquired. Enemy armor is hit.
Okay, I don't think he can turn. So I'm just going to sit here and nail him. Move into a better spot.
We didn't even scratch them.
That's a dangerous tank to the side of me that needs to be taken out. There's a couple of them. I'm about reloaded, but he is now gone. So let's go after some of these other tanks. They just disappeared. There's some other tanks that I can shoot at. such as
Where'd they go?
him. Well, he's gone now. So there's at least 2 tanks in front of me that I need to be concerned with, that I can't see.
Ready to fire.
But I know that they're there. I'm just going to sit here and reload. I know that they haven't spotted me, and that guy's in my sight. Look at my map, see what's going on. Looks like I'm pretty safe.
They're knocked out.
Now again, there's a guy up on the mountain that we can't see. He's hiding in a bush. I think there's 2 tanks in front of me. I'm using there is one of them, using the automatic throttle. I think that there's another one up there that was a tank destroyer. If I destroy a heavy tank, then I will complete my mission. And there's one left, and he's about to die. Oops, I didn't see that guy. And I hit the wrong key on the keyboard, so I didn't do an efficient turn. You have to learn to drive backwards. I had a great video going through an abandoned river, like a dried out riverbed, while being chased and driving in reverse and shooting at people that were chasing after me. It was a great video, great replay. Okay, so I did okay, halfway up. Normally what I would do is keep playing this tank over and over again. If you want to level up, let's look at the tech tree. I'm on the Russian line, this IS-3. If I want to level him up, there's 2 strategies you use. Well, there's the third one, of course, being you pay. The first one is you do the doubles every day, and as I said, over a period of 45 days, he will level up to the next tank just by playing the 2 games, 1 or 2 games per day. The second technique is to just play that tank all day long. And because I finished all my other doubles and I want to keep on playing, I should just play this tank all day long and keep on playing it again and again and again. And after 10 hours of gameplay, I'll get him up to the next level. And the third way is to pay. You can pay for experience. It costs about, I think it's $35 is it just to unlock the next tank. But to pay the silver credits, you might end up spending $40 or $50, maybe even more, to get that tier 9 tank, which I could do. I've done it once to get this STI. I paid for half of it because I wanted to start playing in tier 9, and my friends had tier 9 and tier 10 and I didn't, and I was jealous and afraid. No, it's because I was in tier 10 clan wars and I had tier 8, so I decided to get into the tier 9 as soon as I could. Now, the IS-3 is a great tank, and I'm really excited about getting this IS-8, but I'm equally as excited about getting the IS-4. It requires about the same amount of gameplay. It looks like maybe, yeah, I would say the same amount. So I could just as well be spending all day playing the STI, but eventually I'll get to that tier 10 tank. And I'm sure you've heard this before. Tier 10 is not the wonderland of tanks, because when you have damage, it's expensive to repair, so it's expensive to play tier 10 tanks. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to where the missions are. I'm not playing any more light tanks. I'm going to cancel that mission. I'm going to go to the heavy tank mission. I'm going to pick one of these missions that I have not completed with honors. You can only complete one mission for each vehicle type in the same time. Well, I guess I can't do that one again. Okay. That's okay. it would not let me do a second heavy tank mission at the same time. But that's okay. This is Sacred Valley. I'm at the top of the tier. I should be more powerful than most of the tanks. There are 5 enemy heavy tanks. If I kill 2 of them, I will complete my mission. One way to do it is to go after the tanks when they're weak and just nail them with the final shot. And if enough time goes by, I suppose, if I've been trying for a couple of weeks, eventually I might do that just to complete the mission. As an example, there is a mission for medium tanks to set a tank on fire, which requires you to hit the engine of the tank. And
Let's go.
people have been saying that they've been spending a lot of time trying to do it. One guy said 50 games, and I don't know if he was able to complete it or not yet, but he said that's at least how long he's tried doing it. But people have said with the derp guns they were able to. One guy said with the derp gun he did it immediately. Okay, so IS-3, I don't want to go too far into the open. I'm not familiar with this map since they've modified it, so I got to be a little bit more careful about where I go. Don't listen to these people who say North is underpowered and all that stuff. These people don't know what they're talking about. Everybody thinks, oh, if you win the North, you win the game. But that's just silly. Obviously, if you kill more tanks, in any location, you win the game.
Ready to fire. Target released.
I didn't get a shot on it. But I want to kill heavy tanks, and this is where they're all going, so I'm definitely headed this way. When I say all of them are going this way, I mean I've only seen one of them go this way. And I may not be able to do anything this way. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Hello.
Penetration.
So it's going to be difficult for me to shoot that guy from right here.
Permission to engage.
He doesn't know that I'm smarter than he is.
Penetration. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Ready to fire. The engine is smoking. Enemy armor is damaged. We're done for. Everyone
Well,
get
that
out.
was a stupid move. I think that was a Type 59. That's a Type 59 tank. It's a Chinese tank. There's people that say it's the best tank in the game. You won't see it in your tech tree. Let's go look at the Chinese tank line. And that's not what I mean when I say stupid move, but let's go to the Chinese tech line and see if there's a Type 59. There, I don't see one. There's Type 58. So that is a premium tank that was available for sale a long time ago, years ago, and I never got one. But it's a rare tank, so that guy's probably been playing for a long time. But the stupid move was I took the bait and I went over the edge of that cliff so I could take a shot at that guy. He couldn't come up, so I went down. I didn't have the gun depression, but unfortunately it exposed me to 2 different tanks. I would have killed that Type 59 easily. So I am going to find... Okay, so the IS-3 is in battle, which means I'm going to take out my STI. Set it as primary. Is going to move it up to here. I want to level this tank up, so I will do it. And here we go. And I'm still working on the mission to kill 2 enemy heavy tanks. Excuse me. With a day of playing a day or two, I think I could level this up. Now, if you think about it, I've got the STI and the IS-3 together. With a day of playing, I could probably level up both of those tanks. So I would get one to a tier 9 and one to a tier 10. So I'm at the top for my team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy heavy tanks. You know, I haven't seen this map with the winter mode. I'm going to use my premium rounds, and hopefully I'll destroy 2 heavy tanks. I'd be very happy if I did. I think this tank is reasonably fast.
Time to roll out.
10-second reload time. I think one of the best ways, when you have a tank, you want it to be equipped as best as possible. I'm going the wrong way. I want to go this way. You want the best equipment on your tank. You want the best ammunition, and you want the best crew. They all make a big difference. So what you should do is periodically review your equipment, your crew, etc. I get lost in playing the game. Sometimes I play the game so much I forget that maybe I could upgrade my gun. This is a popular spot where people park and hide. The enemy hasn't come through yet, so they're obviously afraid. Someone spotted me. It's really strange that somebody spotted me. That T-29. He is really oh, okay, I can see the tip of him. He's a well-hidden tank. Oh, I see why they are running away. I saved myself by running away. If I had gone further, I would have gotten hit by the artillery. I'm going to zigzag a little to avoid some artillery because I was spotted. I'm going to hit the gas, head south. There were tier 9 tanks over there, and I don't even want to go up against them. But I do want this heavy tank.
Target acquired. Armor is hit.
I'm going to keep on rolling. Even if I have to go backwards.
Enemy armor is destroyed. Target acquired.
If I have to blast that guy, I will. But would rather not.
Let's find another target. Ready to fire. We've lost the track. Let's find another target. We didn't penetrate their armor.
Wasted a shot. Definitely going to go after that IS-3.
Ready to fire. Bail out. This vehicle has had it.
Well, it was close, and I didn't have enough damage to destroy that tank, but at least I was trying, and I was close. But that's too bad.